Hey, I
Let's rock
wanted,
and roll.
right? We both love live shows. And so we customized this show specifically for the members that join the Prosperity Club as an extra bonus so that they can share their tips, their definition of prosperity, and a bunch of value with people out there in the marketplace so we can all soar higher and higher. Gina, let's talk just a little bit about our why behind the Prosperity Club and how this came about.
Joey, you were visiting me in my Monterey home and we started chatting. And I was sharing with you that I'm finding when I'm out speaking and delivering trainings that there are a lot of women, especially women in the entrepreneurial space, who are working really hard, but they're not necessarily producing results. And it shows in their income level. And I said, we need more women making six figures. What can we do about that?
I know, and I love your passion around that. And Gina introduced me to the 5 a.m. Club, which has been a huge game changer for myself, both personally and professionally. So I was just like, let's call it the Prosperity Club and let's invite members. And that way we can give a whole lot of value. So glad that we launched this. Betty, thank you for joining us today. Lori, thank you so much for joining us today.
I can't wait for our community to learn all about and meet Betty Withrow and Lori Ciaccio today. You are in for a treat.
Absolutely. Such a fan of both of you. And just a little bit about Betty is that she's operator at the Writers Launchpad, everyone. You're going to definitely want to go check that out. She does everything author, everything copy. So she's brilliant. And also, too, she's a blogger in my Facebook group for 2020. And then Lori, you have such an interesting background. I know you were in sales for a long time, sister, right?
Yes.
I love that. I love that.
An entire career.
Your entire career. Absolutely. And Lori, would you share your title with everyone? Because Gina and I are going to jump in on that.
Okay, so in our group, we kind of worked on this a little bit, but I am a certified DISC trainer, and I'm a business strategist, an author, and a speaker.
Yeah, so awesome. I know all about the DISC. I think the DISC is like fantastic, right, Gina?
It is.
Teams.
It's a great tool, especially if you're working with teams and you have, whether you have downlines or a sales force, or you're an HR manager and you just need to know how to connect better with your employees. That gets massive results so much faster than struggling through it. It just gives you a great framework to follow as you're interacting with the people around you.
Yeah, so Lori, do you want to just share a little bit about what you're doing now? And I know you brought all that years of 20 plus years of sales your sales background to that.
Right. Yeah. 20, 25 plus years. Gosh. So I've worked not only in the corporate world, but I've also been an independent business owner for over 25 plus years. And what I noticed with working with teams over the years, that you have a lot of, especially in sales teams, a lot of independent thinkers, right? They're thinking, oh, I got this and I know how to do this. And then when they are brought together to work as a team or brought together with high thinking individuals, the personalities kind of bust up, and you've got all these different kinds of people. So through the DISC training, I found that when we work with teams and we evaluate the team or evaluate the management, we start to learn how to talk to one another better. And what happens is people start to understand their clients better, they start to understand their team members better, and their sales increase because they're speaking the language of the person they're trying to work with.
I love those group activities. It makes things so much. I love we. I like anything that's we. I don't believe I's work anyways after a while.
So Joey, it's funny, when we hired a new assistant at the office, I approached what I thought was going to be her organizational system with my personality. So I walk in all excited and I give her my Getting Things Done book by David Allen, and I set up her whole system like, here it is, and it's going to be great and awesome. And then all of a sudden she had stickies everywhere. And I'm like, wait, that's not part of the plan. And things were not, she didn't get it. per se. And then I realized, well, duh. I was approaching her organizational system with my personality and I didn't even think, what is her personality? So Lori, you really got me straight on how to handle that better. So yeah, totally my fault. Totally my fault.
And it's such a blessing too, Gina, because the golden rule in business is don't hire yourself. And I know a lot of presidents and CEOs that hire themselves over and over again, and then they wonder why things aren't working.
Right.
Betty,
yeah.
Love that you're working with authors, love that you write copy. Can you share with everyone a little bit about what you're doing?
Okay. Right now, in the middle of this health crisis, I'm doing my morning practice and then writing out whatever comes up. It's part therapy. It's part contributing to my memoir, which I've been working on for over 3 years. Weathered a lot of crisis and disaster weather in Big Sur. So I'm doing that. And I'm contributing to your blog, Joie, which is a great honor. And thank you for inviting me. I mean, that's just huge. And because I have my blog scheduled out to the end of this year, I was able to say yes with perfect peace of mind. And then I'm also updating my website and my social media profiles and ramping up for my ezinearticles.com profile because I've changed my subject matter. I invented a new blog. I've been blogging since 2013. So
Wow.
I started the Writer's Launchpad blog this year because it's current with my thing. The Betty of Big Sur blog is still available, but Writer's Launchpad is where I am now.
I think that's great. And I know that you work with authors and you also write copy for businesses and entrepreneurs, which is amazing because copy's not easy, right?
No.
Sisters? I mean, I do copy too. And let me tell you, sometimes it's a mind bend. I'm so glad you're doing it. Let's roll into Lori's prosperity tip. When you're clear about your DISC personality style, you can leverage your leadership strengths to positively influence those around you. Sister, can you elaborate a little bit more on that for the audience?
Yeah, so what I found with the particular DISC test that we have and that I promote, it's a Maxwell DISC personality test. And what we have this special page, which will actually show you your top 11 leadership skills based on your personality, where you're strong and where you need work. But what we do is I train all of my, let's say, test takers or teams to lean into what they're already strong in, lead into their leadership strength. And that's where they'll have the most impact with their teams. And that's the fastest way to make influence because a lot of people, we just don't have the time and you need to go where your strengths are. I don't encourage people to work on the stuff they're not good at.
Right.
I'd say let's go in and leverage what we're good at. And this particular format gives you some quick hit answers. And I love that. I love being able to bring that in.
Yeah, no, I think that's beautiful. And the again, I think with what's going on right now, I think we're all starting to really realize our superpowers, right? And it's so beautiful to watch how everyone's showing up with their strengths, and it's filling in for our other weaknesses. I mean, I'm just not good at some things, and I'm okay with it. I'm totally okay, but I know what I am good at, and so I love to leverage and lean into that.
It's really nice because her DISC program spits out like a workbook almost that you can slowly work through depending on the timing that you have. So you can really focus on yourself and it makes you a better leader. And then you can go into looking at your team and how you can support them. It's a great system. And I was going to say about Betty, I wrote a book and it's going to be released later this year. But I was at a point where I was tired of looking at it. Like I had looked at it way too long, way too much. And I totally enjoyed writing it, but I needed someone to come in with fresh eyes and a fresh opinion that was getting to know me, that knew my voice, and that could do a good job of just taking it away from me for a period of time.
Yeah, exactly.
And making it right. And Betty did such a beautiful job with that. She came back with, what exactly did you mean? Can you give us a little more information here? I think your reader would like to know more about this. Or this is so good. Let's answer these questions in support of, the point you're making. It was great because then all I had to do was answer questions rather than think how to create it. She had everything laid out and then it was complete. And now it's off to the proofreader. So Betty is really good at understanding your voice so that when she does come and fill in the blanks or ask you the questions, she knows exactly what to do.
I love that. Yeah, being an author is a game changer, everyone out there. So if you're watching this on replay, please, please, please consider becoming an author. It is a total game changer, personally and professionally, right, Betty?
Yes, yes. And about DISC, okay, I just wrapped up a project for marketing training for dental success, and she's very into DISC. So I learned about DISC while I was going through her book, and I think it's brilliant. Dr. Jeanette Kern indicated that was the tool that she used to create herself as a leader of her team. So it all ties in. And Lori being a DISC master, I think this is just brilliant. Everything leads to something else.
That is
and
awesome.
Especially that she is John Maxwell trained. I mean, that's a big name. Most people know who John Maxwell is.
Oh, absolutely.
She took it very seriously. She jumped right in and gathered all the information that she could. So now she can take it out into the marketplace.
Absolutely. Congratulations, Lori. And I want to roll into Betty's prosperity tip. Create a system that suits your project and break things down into steps you can live with day to day. Yes. I'm going to say yes times a million. Yes. Betty, can you elaborate on that for the audience out there?
Yeah. I believe that success comes from being with yourself as you truly are. So when you understand your inner state and you cultivate an inner state, then you can create a system around you that supports you. And rather than you supporting your business is supporting you and your system is supporting you. So when you understand that, well, yeah, I'm a super morning person, I'm up and at 'em and go get it, then you can create a morning system that launches you literally. But not everyone is. Then, we have our night owls. How do we support a night owl? How, don't call them lazy because they don't get started until they're 10 o'clock because, when you're going to sleep, they're just ramping up, So each person has a different system. The key is to get what you're really about, what's most important to you as a person, and then build your business system around that.
That is so brilliant. I totally agree. I believe that we all have a business rhythm. And
definitely.
I consider myself a green horse. And what that means is I'm fast, I'm quick, I move fast, I talk fast, I eat fast. Everything is right?
Right.
So I've created systems that move very quickly. And because if I feel like I'm getting pulled down, it almost puts me in a funk. It's very strange. So love that. Love that tip.
Yes, and I was going to say, Joey, at the beginning of the show, you mentioned the 5 a.m. club. And again, the 5 a.m. club doesn't necessarily have to be done at 5 a.m.
Right.
The process of having a routine, a morning routine that sets your mindset up for positivity and for moving forward and for prosperity, that's really the key. If you are a night owl and your day does begin, let's say at 10 a.m., like you said, you can still be a part of the 5 a.m. club. You're just doing it at 10 a.m. The steps in the process don't change. That's still a solid morning practice that can be practiced whenever it is that it's the time that you wake up.
And I like this tip too, because it's talking about us honoring ourselves. And Lori's disc, it talks about honoring ourselves, not making ourselves wrong or bad because we're not doing it like the person next to us or the person. So I have a quote. I'm like, quit looking, around, just look to yourself, because you can get really like all twisted up in your head when you're like, why can that person do this, this, and this, and this? And I'm like, because that's their superpowers. That's what they're supposed to be doing. We needed to stay in our lanes, right?
Right. And like my example with my assistant, rather than get frustrated at it, I've learned that, I need to take a step back. He's
Right.
not
And
me. I'm
you
not
didn't
her.
take it personally.
Right. What is an acceptable organizational system for her type of personality? Rather than get all frustrated and try to teach someone something that their natural rhythm is going to resist at every step.
Right. That's being a true leader is one, don't take things personally, and two, don't make other people like ourselves. Right. And again, I would see like presidents of studios suffer because they just kept hiring themselves over and over again, and there was just constant conflict.
Yeah.
Right? You have to be with people that aren't anything like you. It's like it's the best collaborations don't make them like you.
Right.
Right?
Exactly. But we get excited when we do meet somebody that's like us, and then we can talk to them for hours and hours and hours because you get it. Right,
So
Lori?
true.
It's true.
So
We know that certain personality types actually paired together have a higher rate of bankruptcy in business. I mean, we know this.
true. But we do enjoy a mirror of ourselves. Truth. That's why I loved hanging out with Gina because she wants to talk about business all the time, and I'm the same way. I think it's fun, right? My husband on the other side was just like, he's like, okay. So
Like, are these girls crazy? All they're talking about is moving forward and getting things done and 5 a.m. and
so he admires that about us. He admires that. So fun fact about Lori, I thought that this was so great. My first job after college graduation, I was a Ariane Huffington's personal assistant. I'm like, what? That's
Yes.
like huge.
Yeah, that's huge.
Tell us about
Yeah,
that.
It's incredible, right? Her husband was running for Congress. It was the first campaign in Santa Barbara, California, where he actually spent the most on any congressional campaign in history. Wow. And I was her assistant and working with her on the campaign side, as well as running their household, because their two little girls were babies and there were 5 nannies, and it was quite the system. And I got to meet Barbara Walters, Elaine Chao. It was really quite the job. I was way in over my head at 22. So I learned so very much, but I also learned a lot about myself and the types of people I would like to work with and serve. And it was not my cup of tea after a while. I thought I need to do something else, but it was incredible opportunity.
Yes,
Wow.
I'm sure.
She's brilliant. She's amazing.
I'm sure, working with masters, I think is really important for the young ones to be thrown in the deep end of the pool, because my first mentor, Roland Emmerich, he's a master, and he forced me to meet, to meet him at a certain level, and it really helped to define who I am today, how I show up in business, who I am. So I think that's phenomenal. I think that is so much fun. I've heard great things about her. I've heard nothing but amazing things about her. So
she's amazing. She's brilliant, right? And she was working on books at the time. So I was able to, I have several of her books. She would just pull them out of the library and sign them to me. And it was wonderful. And she had an absolute love for Picasso and his mistress. So I have this amazing book from her about that.
Oh, wow.
What a great opportunity.
What's an interesting fact about you, sister? A fun fact about you. No, Gina. I know Gina has a
fun fact about me.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a closet nerd. I was a band nerd in school, so I played clarinet, piano, saxophone, and I sing as well. So fun fact is I sang in front of 5,000 people at a 4th of July celebration one year, and I sang "We Got the Beat" by the Go-Go's.
Nice. Yeah.
That is hilarious. That is so much fun. So much fun. So fun fact about Betty. I love to swim in the ocean using my fins to do water ballet in the breakers. That is so cool. That is so interesting.
It's amazing, because the ocean, when you get in the ocean and you don't try to conquer it, will teach you so much. When you're in the ocean with your body sensing the waves and the rhythm of the swell coming toward you, and you learn to lean into the forces of gravity and non-gravity that it presents. Some of the most ecstatic moments in my life have been throwing my hips up over a breaking wave and going, well, whatever happens, I'm going to be able to handle it. And it's just a fantastic feeling. There's nothing else quite like it. People would be standing on the beach going, how can she be doing that? And I'm like, well, you work up to it.
Right. It takes courage to do that. I would say that I think it takes a lot of courage.
Yeah, well, the key is go into the ocean on your back. Everyone's afraid of the ocean, but when you go into the ocean on your back, you can see what's coming and you can breathe, even if you get put underwater. So, it does take courage and you have to work up to it.
Absolutely.
And Betty is very courageous. She is reinventing herself, and it is so exciting to watch her come about, changing locations where she had spent so much time, and now she's in a new zone. And I just love hearing your stories and being your friend and learning more about you.
Yeah, same back at you.
Cool. It's super. I won't even go in the ocean. So bravo to you, sister. Lori, we're running out of time, so we're just going to move through this quickly. But Lori's definition of prosperity, she just describes as thriving and flourishing both in my private and professional life. Absolutely, right? It's not just one or the other. It has to be a balance.
Absolutely. It has to be a feeling inside. I believe that we all have what we already need inside of us. And if I'm maximizing that, I feel prosperous for sure. And I'd love to help other people try and get there. It is definitely private and professional. It's both.
And Betty, your definition of prosperity is health, love, and wealth, and time to enjoy them. This is the great blessing of the Celtic teachers. Oh my God, yes. Time to enjoy them. I love that part. It was a good reminder, right?
Yes. Yes. You can have it all. And then if you don't have time to enjoy it, it does you no good.
So true. So true.
Joey, I think the definition of prosperity and success is being able to do what you want, when you want, with whom you want, and how you want. And I don't believe there's anything such as work and life balance. I believe when you create all that and it becomes one, things happen and the ball just gets rolling, and then it just goes and goes and goes. And the more you give, the more it comes back and everything works out.
I totally agree. I believe it's about being in alignment with our life purpose. And when you're in alignment with your life purpose, everything you do is fun. It's not a grind. It's not going uphill. It's at ease. And I love being at ease. So it's beautiful. I want to just thank our prosperity members, Betty and Lori, for saying yes to coming on the live show. They're actually our first of the members to come on the show. So this is our premiere show, right, Gina? For the members.
Premiere show. You're brave.
It's so exciting. It's so exciting. And I want to encourage everyone out there to get to know Betty and Lori. We will be putting in the comment section how you can contact them, how you can find out more about these two superstars. And Gina, I want to say thank you and to saying yes for us, both of us saying yes to the Prosperity Club. And we want to encourage other people to become members out there because there's just so many bonuses and perks and networking and value behind the Prosperity Club as well.
And we have some really exciting trainings coming up, especially in our times of sheltering in place. We have a lot going on. There's so much there.
We do. So there's a robust library that's already sitting there, everyone. So if you join now, you can already jump in and get going. So again, thank you, ladies. Thank you, sisters. And we'll see you guys on the other side. And thank you, everyone, for watching here. And please share out and share the love. And if you're watching here on replay, put your comments and your thoughts down below, and we'll be sure to get back to that. And until next time, everyone. Ciao. Thank you.
Thanks, ladies.
Thank you.
Had fun.